So today on the run, we're gonna go on another walk. And I got my kid and dog with me. It snowed quite a bit this morning. And we're going to be talking about setting your boundaries and sticking through with it. And the reason we're going to be talking about that, of course, is because it's something that I mess up on a daily basis, and it's something that I'm working on fixing. So, a recent boundary that I had set was
Dad, it might be slippery out.
was limiting the amount of stuff that I talked to my ex about. And when I went to go pick up my kid yesterday,
27, 28, 29.
you know, I crossed that boundary of what we were talking about because, you know, she's sad that she's gonna not see her kid for a week and she's sitting there crying. So I said, you know, everything's gonna be all right. That at any point in time, of course, you can come and see her, and you know, sat there and consoled her, and instead of just letting her cry and figure it out, I tried to help. And in the end, it ended up making me feel worse because I didn't respect my boundaries. I didn't respect myself. I crossed that line. And then also on top of it, the affection and everything else that I was giving and the reaction that she gave, it seemed like she didn't want me to say anything or talk to her at all. So in the end, there's a reason why you put the boundary, and there's a reason why you need to follow it. And even this morning, waking up, having all those thoughts of, you know, wanting to message and say all this stuff and everything else, and it's a lot easier to stick to your boundaries and not cross that line when you're not in person, seeing another person cry or go through that stuff. And I am getting better at not doing so and not going into too much detail, but I'm still crossing that line every once in a while, and every day it gets easier as I catch myself and I learn from my mistakes, and I choose to not continue to go down that same road. I get more proud of myself, and as I start to realize and I try to make that mistake, that not making that mistake ends up making me happier in the end, even though it's a little bit of extra pain in the beginning. So stick to your boundaries, draw that line, add to it, take away from it as needed, but just make sure that you're still following that line, because there's a reason you made that line, and that line is so that way you don't have to feel the extra pain that comes along with the stuff that you don't want to be doing. And it will take trial and error, but even like putting up a boundary of no more anger, no more pain, no more yelling, and when the stuff does happen, you have to let that person do whatever they're gonna do, because you cannot control it. But you got your line and you got your boundary of where you're not going to let it affect you, of the point that you might have to get up and walk away or say, hey, this is too out of hand, this is not what I was wanting it to go, and I'm not going to be a part of this type of action. And you have to stick to that boundary. We're going to cross the road this time. Hold on to my hand.
Dad.
Hold on to my hand.
Huh?
We're going to cross the road. What do we do when we cross the road? Yep, look both ways. And then you look right, left, and then right again.
Huh?
You look right, left, and then right again. So sticking and setting your boundaries can go from a lot of things, of even to the point of, well, I have a boundary that I need to set with my phone. So now I have to take and set my phone on a charger in another room with my notifications off. And this morning there was a lot less procrastination doing so. I ended up cleaning my entire house, moving all of the stuff, mopping and sweeping. I had a little bit of dishes from breakfast this morning and a couple of dishes from dinner last night that I ended up finishing up. I folded all the laundry, got everything put together, bed made, showers, just much more productive day, a lot less procrastination. And now we're gonna have a lot of extra time to hang out and do stuff like make a snowman, go sledding, go out and do some work, just hang out.
Huh?
So we're just gonna hang out, huh?
Yeah. It's a deer and atlas.
So when you set a boundary, there's going to be points where you're going to be changing that boundary up a little bit, and you're going to have to fine tune it. And as the future comes, because that's never going to stop, those lines are going to be a lot more defined, and everything's going to be a lot easier to go through and continue to follow those lines. Because when you first make a boundary, you might go way too hard, like to the point of where, you know, you end up blocking somebody and you don't talk to them, you ignore them, even though you have to talk to them because they're the mother of your child. So then you have to make those certain choices of, okay, well, maybe the wall was built too far, and you know, I need to knock a few down. Just make sure that she's understanding where my line is and what's not going to be crossed. And as she does, you know, you just gotta fine tune it. Walk away, tell her, hey, this is not okay.
Dad.
Do whatever you think
Dad.
is gonna be right, and it's trial and error. That might not be right, and you might have to fine tune it a little more, change it up, try something completely new, look up stuff online of how to deal with certain people in the way that they are. That's so cute.
I used it with my hand.
I know. I watched you. It was super cool.
Used it with my hands. Super cool.
So those are some of the things that I'm doing, and you know, it's really saying the stuff out loud and really sticking to it every single time that you do it. I use a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Anytime that I'm starting to do stuff that I don't want to do, make a mistake, I count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 fast, and then I say the mistake, I say the way that I'm feeling, I say what I'm going to do to stop doing this, and then I make that step. I move forward and I stop doing it. You're never going to not have feelings. You're human. You're going to feel all this stuff, and as they come up.
Dad.
So, like, one of the next big steps that I need to say and do is that she doesn't love me anymore. She doesn't want to be with me. And the reason that I need to say that is so that way it's more understandable. That's the first time that I've said it out loud. And the more you say it out loud, the more that you believe it and think it, the easier it's going to be to set your boundaries, set your line, follow that line, and for you to actually start to understand the position that you're in.
Dad, when is it Valentine's Day?
In like 2 weeks.
Huh?
In like 2 weeks. And the only reason I say that is because this is what she has said. And this is what I have to believe, is because there is no other thought that I should be thinking other than what I am being told. So for me, as I'm making these steps and I'm healing and I'm moving forward, and as conversations continue to go awry and it's not getting better and there's no healing being done between us, then that also helps come to a realization that, you know, maybe it's not meant to be right now. Maybe there is no us, because I don't want to go back to being the person that I was, acting the way that I was.
Thank you.
Because the stuff that's happening now is a lot better. Makes me a lot happier, makes me feel better about myself, starting to enjoy and love myself again. Doing more with the kid, the dog. I mean, walk into a room and it's not just a bunch of sad people around you anymore. And the more people you smile at, the more they smile, and then they'll smile at the next people, and all of a sudden it's just a store filled with smiling people. Hold on, there's a car coming. Hold my hand.
I was just looking that way and that way and that way. That car is taking slow.
It is.
But he's not. And that guy, I don't think that guy is that guy. And I need to like. Ah!
You want to hold my hand still?
Hold on.
So,
Wait for me, guys.
taking the steps, keeping moving forward,
How?
and creating boundaries not only for other people but for yourself as well. You know, as the phone stuff, going out and walking every day, talking about my stuff out loud, getting it all out there, having a recording, listening to it, thinking about my stuff, saying my stuff every single day. We will. I already told you we will when we get to Uncle Austy's.
Huh?
When we get to Uncle Austy's.
I can't
And
that dog is loud.
then just wait.
Bye-bye,
So,
doggy.
it's all about what lines and the things that you don't want in your life, and drawing that line and not letting those things pass that line, and especially yourself, because if you continue to do that, then you're only going to continue to make your mistakes. So draw those lines, stick to your boundaries, power through. Come on, there's a car coming. Hey, there's a car coming. There's a car coming. You have to pay attention, Brooklyn. Come on. Come on.
Dad,
Good boy.
Dad,
What?
she didn't wave at me.
She did?
Yeah.
That was so nice of her.
Just in case there is another car coming, I'll stay right here.
And on the run,
Dad,
this is what we do. We release the stuff. And so if you're following along, say the stuff out loud, release the stuff, listen, and try your best to be better for yourself. Be better for yourself, because if you are, then you'll be better for others, and others will be better for you, and the whole world just doesn't seem as dark and gloom when you're not presenting that on to yourself. And my phone's about to die, so I'm going to cut it short. We're only about 200 feet away from the house. Obviously going to make it. And on the run, we don't run from our problems. We run to fix our problems, and we will be running again soon. My ankle is getting better every single day now that I'm not running on it every single day. Going from 0 run to full run. Doing over a mile every day.